When children grow up around conflict, they sometimes hear things they were never meant to carry. A disagreement happens, an argument ends, tension fills the home. Then the child starts hearing details about adult problems. They hear complaints. They hear frustrations. They hear one adult explaining why the other person is wrong. Now the child is no longer simply living inside the environment. They are slowly being pulled into it. This is often when children begin feeling responsible for emotions that do not belong to them. The child may start worrying about problems they cannot solve. They may start feeling responsible for keeping someone happy. They may begin carrying emotional information that feels too heavy for their age. The body may begin feeling stressed before conversations even start. Over time, the child may begin changing their behavior around the emotional needs of adults. What this often does is teach the child that other people's emotional problems are now part of their responsibility. For the child, this can begin to feel safer than staying separate from the conflict. Over time, this can create something called emotional adaptation. In simple terms, the child begins adjusting their behavior around problems they were never meant to manage. The environment starts shaping emotional behavior around responsibility and emotional pressure. Some children become emotional caretakers. Some become peacekeepers. Some become highly aware of everyone else's emotional state. This can become a very normal survival response for children. If this happens once, it may simply be a difficult moment. But when it repeats, children can begin adapting around the pattern. Some people describe this as a narcissistic family pattern when it happens repeatedly. Not because every disagreement is narcissistic, but because the child slowly learns that emotional safety depends on helping carry problems that should belong to adults. Over time, this pattern can continue into adulthood. Many adults still feel responsible for other people's emotions without fully understanding why. They may struggle to separate their own needs from someone else's distress. They may feel guilty when they cannot solve a problem that was never theirs to solve. You may recognize this feeling from your own childhood. The title question is answered here. Children get pulled into adult problems when emotional boundaries inside the home begin breaking down. In healthy homes, children are allowed to remain children while adults manage adult concerns. That is the difference between emotional support and emotional responsibility. What felt confusing may have actually been emotional adaptation. In simple terms, you learned to carry emotional weight that was never meant to belong to you. And your emotional reactions may make more sense than you realized. Understanding the pattern can help you realize that feeling responsible for adult problems was a learned response, not a personal weakness. Recognizing the pattern helps explain why these emotional habits can continue long after childhood ends. If this helped put words to your experience, like the video and subscribe to the channel. This channel exists to help you recognize narcissistic and manipulative patterns calmly, clearly, and without blame, so you can understand what's happening and trust yourself again. And when children adapt this way over time, another pattern often begins to form. In the next video, we're going to explain why they speak through the children after arguments and how that pattern can shape emotional behavior over time. Click here to watch.